what is up, PPL fans? Schady here, coach of the Bayern Mewnich, and welcome to PPL Week 11. This is only a little bit late, like a couple months, but, things happened, mental thing issues, then I was sick, and then my headset broke, and then I was lazy, and now we're here. So, all those four things combined just made this really late. Mainly the lazy part, because without that, I would have done this a lot earlier. But hey, it happened. Now we're here. I asked on Twitter, I did a quick poll yesterday, and now I'm recording this on the... Is it Tuesday? I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. My schedule's fucked up. Anyway, so yeah, we're up week 11. I assume most of you know what happened. I'm just gonna act like you don't. We're up against Travesty1, coach of the North Melbourne Kangaskhans. In his last PPL game, he's gonna leave the PPL after this season. You already know who's gonna replace him if you follow the PPL on Twitter. If you don't, his replacement is pretty exciting, and it is George, aka Septal MC. So, that's gonna be exciting. But Trav is a fantastic battler. He's a fantastic dude in general. I love the guy. Don't tell him that though. So please make sure to check out the channel in the description down below. I highly recommend him. He's an awesome dude. He's also Australian. That's gonna be living in France, which I feel really bad for him. It's French people. French, mainly. Fuck that language. Anyway, yeah, check out Trav. He's amazing. And now let's get into the team preview. Now, my draft, if you forgot where it was, I wouldn't blame you. Is over here. Manaphy, Crobat, Klefki, ThunderT, Dreadigon, Cybertoad, Skuntank, Porygon 2, and Megalovania in their last game. Unless we win and get into Community Shield on. This is the last game with this team unless I magically decide to draft the exact same team next season and get it as well. It's very unlikely. Both of these things. So, now, Draft's team is ridiculous. It's the OU tier plus things that are viable in OU, or in draft, rather. More than viable. Latios, Excadrill, Ember, Tangrowth, Mega Audino, Thundy-Eye, T-Tar, Slowbro, and Quillfish. So we have the Thundy battle. I, of course, have the superior one. A lot of people disagree with me, but hey. At least Kyle agrees, I think. ThunderT is better. They're both amazing. Whatever. So, looking at his team, it is fucking terrifying. However, I have a very, very good amount of win cons against the team, actually. However, the biggest threats are, to some extent, Emor, but I'm not expecting it just because I do have Dreadigon, I do have Manaphy, with Cybertoad. All these things can check it to some extent, relatively well. Megalovania also to be the Scarf variant or your Flame Shot variant at +1. Aftermath on Skuntank. All these things I don't expect it. T-Wave Klefki even. Again, not expected, but potential, so I need to prep for it regardless. Even Crobat checks it. I can't live with Flarebirds. I probably can if I'm bulky. Like, barely. So yeah, not expecting Embo, but it's a threat regardless if I don't prep for it especially. Mega Honor is a little bit annoying, but I'm not expecting it because I do have Crobat, I do have Skuntank, and a couple other ways that I can work around that Pokemon, like set up with it on with ThunderT, with Manaphy, and even a Combine Klefki, which is actually not terrible in the matchup. Yeah, Combine Klefki was actually something I was heavily considering for this week, but I have better win cons, so I didn't have to resort to that in the end. Slowbro is annoying, Tangrowth is annoying, but the main threat is Thundurus. Thundurus Eye is fucking terrifying. I'm glad I have the other Thundy, so I don't have to play against both of them. I don't know how people prep for these usually, because holy fuck are they scary. Coverage is ridiculous. He can hit my entire team for ridiculous amounts of damage, and actually hit almost everything super effectively with just 3 moves. If not super effectively, like really, really hard. HP Ice, Thunderbolt, and Grass Knot. And then even Focus Blast for P2. So with those 4 moves, everything dies basically. So yeah, Thundurus is a threat. I need to prep for that. I need to act accordingly on that. So now let's look at all my win cons that I have. First up, Manaphy. Manaphy absolutely manhandles this team. I'm gonna be packing Walk-On Berry for Thundurus. That is very obvious, and I know he's probably gonna expect it, but it's gonna work. At least that's the plan. The best way of dealing with it. I need to get rid of either Latios or Thundurus before Manaphy can sweep, or his Scarfer, or T-Tar. Basically, I need to make sure that I only need to take a hit from one thing. That's the plan. So, yeah. But Manaphy just threatens his team very much. It's it just pressures the team a lot, and that's pretty fucking nifty. Crobat is actually also amazing, and I came up with a really cool set that you will see in a second. I was considering a natural gift variant to bait in the Titos to get rid of that thing, so he doesn't have sand anymore for his X-Drill, because X-Drill is also a very big threat. P2 deals with it, but other than that, it really hurts my team a lot. Klefki is nice because it switches into Latios. Thundy T is Thundy T, so it does work. Drodion is just there for Emboar and Stealth Rocks, and it does that job very well. If he doesn't bring Emboar, I'm just going to switch into Drodion every single time, unless he's a more specially based HPI variant. He needs heavy investment to actually 2-hit kill my Drodion, so that's pretty nifty. Seventoad is actually amazing as well in this matchup. A Rain Dance variant, which would be the first time I bring this, actually absolutely destroys his team. A Hydro Pump, Sludge Wave, and Knockoff really hurt his team. Could run Ice Punch over Knockoff, but Knockoff is stronger against Latios, so there's that. You know, and also it's slower, so that's why Knockoff is a thing. Skuntank is nice because it beats his defense completely easy, like really easily. With an Aspray variant, Aspray actually looks really good. Sub Aspray again, I could do that like I did in week whatever the fuck it was against Sly. Pursuit would be nice for Latios, as you can see by my notes. P2 is my answer to X-Drill, and it generally is just P2 and it takes hits, and that's nice. Megalovania, while he has Slowbro and Quillfish, who both, Slowbro and Tangrowth, but also Quillfish, I guess, and Mega Honor, he has these things that deal with it. It's still Megalovania, it still puts huge pressure on his team, outspeeds everything, and just does good damage, can clean up late game, revenge kill, etc. Just what Lopunny does, basically. So it's not a bad Pokemon at all in this matchup to bring. So yeah, everything on my team does well against the team. He noticed that as well. I was talking with him before the match and after the match. He realized how threatening my team is to his. So let's get into a team that I actually ended up bringing. So as you can see, the first mon we'll bring is Tiny Little Manaphy, our captain in the last game. With the Wacomberry, Hydration, Tailghost, Scald, Ice Cream, and Energy Ball. Max special attack, modest, 164 speed, and 92 HP. I think that speed is for an Adam X-Drill or something of the sort, or an X-Drill that's trying to outspeed my entire team. I don't remember. It feels like a year since I built this team, so yeah. Moveset's pretty self-explanatory. Then, like, I was considering other sets, but nothing was like. Tailglow, Scald, Signal Beam looked really good because everything barring Quillfish that resists the Water Step is weak to Bug, Tangrowth, Slowbro, and Latios. But I needed the powerful moves. I needed the power to secure KOs, to do damage even when I'm not set up. And Signal Beam is just a ridiculously weak move. Not ridiculously, but pretty weak move at 75 base power in comparison to these base 90 moves. So, and I couldn't fit on, like, I couldn't find a last move that would really help me. Like not more than these two moves, so there's that. So I'm just gonna go over this team relatively quickly because I've already been rambling for 8 minutes. Next up we have Eden the Thundy T with the choice Scarf, which I'm pretty sure is the first time I brought Scarf this season. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is. Volt Absorb SDB, of course, Volt Switch, T-Bolt, Focus Blast, and HPIs. I don't know where I did that out of order, but I did. And this is a V-Spread, which has 156 speed and Timid. I don't know what that's for. I think it's for X-Roll in the sand or something. No, that doesn't work. I cannot be X-Roll in the sand. What am I saying? It's for something, and that speeds it's probably his fastest thing. Which is Latios? No, which is Thunderous. Right. I don't know, it's there, that speed things, it's fast, Sonic shit. So, HPIs hits the Latios, it also hits the Tangrowth, which is why I'm running it over a Dark Pulse variant or a Sludge Wave variant. I want to hit both of these because both are electric resistance and I want to hit both of them. Focus Blast is of course for the X-Drill and for the Tyranitar. It does a huge amount to any Tyranitar variant, even if he is like an Assault Vest or an AV variant. Assault Vest or AV, they're different things. Assault Vest or Top Berry variant. It's still going to do an absolute crap ton because the Thundy T using Focus Blast. If I hit. So yeah, it's also going to kill basically every X-Drill variant because it's a Thundy T. So, this thing is my dedicated check to Thundy Eye. If he is an Acid Spot variant, I needed something that can outspeed it, and scare it out, and hurt it, and not get paralyzed. That's exactly the way I tried to do with it in Season 2, and I got credit for it on Manaphy, and my check didn't even, come into play because of that. It was terrible. Rip everything. So yeah, that's that. And now we get into the two spicy sets that I'm bringing this week. Two sets that I'm really proud of actually. The first one is Alaba the Crobat, and yes, you can see if my show laptop wants to cooperate. we're running an Expert Belvern with Inner Focus as the ability because Extra can flinch me. Nasty Plot, Sludge Bomb, Hidden Power Fighting, and Dark Pulse. Modest max special attack, 240 speed and 20 HP. This speed allows me to outspeed a Thunderous if it is max speed. Now, this set puts in the absolute finest of work against the team. You're not going to believe how much work this actually does. After Stealth Rocks, nothing lives. Nothing. Barring, random Assault Vests, really bulky Tita variants, really bulky Extra variants. Nothing takes a hit at +2 after Stealth Rocks. Crobat is such a massive win condition, speeding his entire team, and I expect to get rid of Tita early. I think my team pressures Tita heavily, to the point that he's not going to keep it around till the end to keep up sand for the Extra. So, I'm also fairly sure he's going to bring Scarf Latios or Scarf Thunderous, maybe less Thunderous, more so Latios. So I need to get rid of the Scarfer, whichever it is. And yeah, but Crobat does so much work with the Expert variant, and it can sweep his team relatively easily. There's a good chance that he's not gonna have T-Wave on Thundy, but it would be to be expected, or is expectable, I guess, for the Megalop, because it's a Megalop. And it's fast, and it does ow. So yeah, this thing actually absolutely blows through his team, and it's actually incredible. Dark Bolt is of course for the Latios and the Slowbro, because they can take my other hits at +2, depending on the spreads and shit. And yeah, I fucking love this set, and I really hope I can do work with the Extra Belt and shit like that. Also, Inner Focus lets me not get flinched by Scarf Tar, which would outspeed the spread, I think. Yeah, maybe this is no, this can't be a 2-outspeed Scarf Tar. That doesn't work. Whatever. So next up, we have another really, really strong set against this team. Duct Tape the P2 with Divide and Trace as the ability. Max HP, almost max defense with 28 in speed. I don't remember what that speed was for. It was probably to make sure he doesn't speed creep me with the likes of Titar. There's that. And we're rocking Foul Play, Recover, Substitute, and Toxic. Now, this is an interesting one. This is a sub-toxic stalling P2, because his ways of dealing with P2 are Embor, if he does bring it. That's what I'm trying to say. And I expect to get rid of that with Dordion if he ends up bringing it. Setup on it, which with Toxic I can prevent that and wear things down, and then come in with my non-existent priority and then still lose to setup because I'm good at the game. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to bring a setup Tita particularly. I don't necessarily expect it, so there's that. So I think he can set up speed, barring DD Latios, which that'd be heat. And not actually terrible against my team, so you could do that. You could. But yeah, this is my P2 is my answer to X-Drill. It does not get 2 hit by anything. It can take a +2 Adamant Life Orb Earthquake and do a absolute fuck ton in return with the Foul Play, which is why I'm carrying Foul Play just because of X-Drill. If it's my X-Drill answer, I might as well have Foul Play. Foul Play also has good damage to his overall team. But overall team, I mean Latios and Thunderous, kind of a little bit. Offensive Quillfish will take a good chunk of it. Slow Roll will take like 20%, I think. But the other way he has of dealing with it is Toxicing it and knocking it off with Tangrowth. And I can prevent all of these things by subbing up on those things. Subbing up on the Toxic Slow Roll, or maybe Scald, Scald does not break my sub because I'm a P2. Subbing up on the Toxic or Knockoff from Tangrowth. Subbing up on the Knockoff or Toxic from Mega Autono, a T-Wave I guess. And subbing up on a slow cheetah that has Toxic for me. All of the things would be absolutely incredible. As soon as P2 gets behind a substitute, it might just be game. Unless he brings like an offensive Tangrowth with Focus Blast. P2 is going to put in the finest of work behind the substitute. And I'm really, really hoping that the set can pull through. It is very, very strong in this matchup. These are probably two of my favorite sets I brought all season. I hope I get to show them off, and I hope they do the work they're supposed to do. P2 can wear down his team if it doesn't just straight up sweep with this weird set. He could of course potentially recover Stormy, but I don't expect it to happen. Yeah, yeah. Basically, sub up on the things that might wanna on the walls. Sub up on his walls. P2 subbing up on things is ridiculous to think about because it's a wall that people try to sub up on itself. So. yeah, really like the set. Of course, Fall Play is a little bit problematic with the potential of offensive T-Tar, but I can just Toxic that and wear it down that way. He needs a couple boosts to actually kill me depending on what moves he has. If he has superpower, he's going to drop his attack anyway, so that's fine. And that's that. Next up, we have Jade running on. I needed something that can deal with the Ember just in case. I also need Stealth Rock, so this was just a good overall bring. It also kind of deals with T-Tar, which is nice. If he brings an offensive variant, it gives me a secondary check, kind of, to extra, because I can live any hit and get an Earthquake off and almost kill him. Excuse me. It also checks an offensive Quillfish if he does decide to bring it for whatever reason. Doesn't necessarily do a whole lot against my team, I don't think. So, there's that. Toxic is just nice for his walls, for T-Tar as well, and all these things. Toxic is a sweet move. Dragon Tails, we get rid of all setup sweepers. Rocks, because rocks, and then Earthquake is explained. So, in this last move slot, I had Cybernoid first. Let me go over my team that I had before. If you can see that on the side, let's see. I started Wave over T-Bolt on Funny T. I had Knockoff and Bannerfy, which was also very strong considered. I forgot about that. Knockoff would be nice to get rid of the Assault Vests, because then, as soon as Assault Vests are gone, I can kill things that pull 3. Things being Slowbro and Tangrowth. So, those are another thing I was considering. Sludge Wave, you know, they're the same Crobat set, the same Pichu set. Glare over Earthquake on Druddigon, but I felt like Earthquake would be better in the long run. And then this Silent Toad set. There's also an annotation there, which I will potentially show you later on or talk about later on. But this was the set I had at first. Attack investment and max special attack with a rash nature, and 92 speed, allow me to outspeed this entire team, I'm pretty sure. And then with Hydro Pump, Sludge Wave, Knockoff. You did not see that annotation. If you did, I'm going to edit it out. And yeah, Cyber was very strong in this matchup, but I had test matches with the first team. And nope, you just saw the team. Whatever. I'm terrible. Holy fuck. And I had trouble with Latios. I was not feeling comfortable against Latios just dropping Dracos on my fucking face. So, I thought I needed Klefki. Absolutely needed. In hindsight, I probably should have just gone with Silent Toad because, you know, just go offense against the team that you have so many Wincons against. Wincons? And you can easily break his fat, but you know, hindsight is 2020. I went with Alicia de Klefki for her last game of the season, of course, as whatever else. I'm running the Sugar Berry. I had Ockerberry first, that changed it to Sugar. Reasons being T-Tar with Dragon Dance and just Earthquake in general. And Earthquake from Excadrill. I don't remember. And I guess DD Latios. Prancer, Play Rough, Fall Play, Spikes, and Toxic. A spread that has reasons for existing. I forgot what it was. I think this is so I don't get too killed by like a HP fire or something along those lines. I don't know. It's already 18 minutes. I regret doing this in one video, but hey. Yeah, this set, Fall Play, is again for the X-Drill. Spikes is nice because spikes are good. And then Toxic over T-Wave in last move set because he has fat things. I want Toxic. I probably should have had T-Wave over Spikes just because his team doesn't mind Spikes too much. His fat, of course, does, but again, the fat isn't the problem with Crobat, Manaphy around, with P2 abusing that fat to its advantage, and then Play Rough for Step to Latios hard. Like, really hard. And then Sugarberry because T-Tar, I had Ockerberry first. Because my thought process was, he is potentially going to expect me to have the... At least he should, in my honest opinion, he should expect me to have Magnetrize. Because there's a T-Tar, there's a potential Earthquake Latios, and there's an Excadrill. So I was like, he's gonna have Fire Punch on T-Tar instead of Earthquake for this thing specifically. For a Magnetrize variant specifically. That's what I would probably do. I don't know, depends. Depends on how worried he is about Klefki. So I was like, Ockerberry, sure. And then I changed to Sugarberry because it seemed smarter, and yeah. So that's the team. Hoping P2 Crobat can do work because I definitely didn't play the game already. I'm gonna pause and then go over to the game. And we'll see how everything played out. Okay, so here we are at the battle, and there's nothing surprising here. These are all the 6 months I didn't expect Quillfish too much. However, in the back of my mind, I had the idea of him bringing Hazard Stack with Quillfish plus like a Define Thunderous, because that could actually do work. But it was rather unlikely. It's just keep that in the back of my mind that he could bring Hazard Stack, and I need to prevent that from happening. Before, you know, I I don't even have Defox, I don't know what I'm saying. I haven't brought Defox more than once this season, and I was again against Sam. So, yeah, these are the 6 months I expected. So, I'm just going to give with my Dragon. I don't remember this game too well, but I will try to give you a proper commentary. So, he leads off with Titos. And turn 1, I'm just going to click Stealth Rocks. I don't care what he does. And just, you know, do I click Stealth Rocks? No, I click Toxic, right. I click Toxic because he could be a bulky variant, he could be a setup variant. I would just want to get Toxic off, chip damage off from the thing. He can also switch into Tangrowth, slow roll immediately, so that's fine. So he gets up his rocks. He's a lead variant, taunt, Stealth Rock lead variant. And that's fine. I'm just going to Dragon Tail him out. Now he gets Dragon Tail into extra level, which means I'm just going to click the save Earthquake button. No point in risking it early game. If he wants to risk extra level for whatever reason, that's all fine and dandy. I can kill that thing or almost kill it. And that's fine. So, taunt wears off as he is in with the Slow Burn. I'm just going to get my Stealth Rocks because Stealth Rocks are good. And he doesn't get a Skull Burn, which is fucking sweet. And he also doesn't have leftovers, which is good to know. And right here, I miss a Toxic. Now, this is kind of important. Because, again, he doesn't get a burn. If I didn't miss a Toxic, I obviously wouldn't have to go for it again. I would probably click Earthquake just to, you know, either whittle the thing down or expect an extra switch and potentially something of the sort. Maybe just click Dragon Tail. Basically, I wouldn't have to click Toxic again. Now, what this allows him to do is get a free switch into Excadrill, which is going to come into play pretty big. So Excadrill gets in for free because I click Toxic again, I missed again, which is fucking hilarious. And he's going to kill me with the Earthquake because I don't need Dreading on. Crit didn't matter at all because Excadrill is strong. So, now I make a huge misplay. I go into P2, right? First up, why didn't I just go into Manaphy and click Scald? It's the best fucking move in the game. Just fucking click it, dude. I don't know what it was. I maybe have had a reason. So I can live like a Specs Thunderous T-Bolt or some shit. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Whatever, I go into P2 and now, while prepping, I was 100% certain he was gonna have Toxic on his fucking Excadrill for P2. Right? So why don't I scout for that? I stay in on a Toxic and I get Toxic, which is horrible. That means P2 is already useless. The whole point of the thing was stalling other things out. You can't stall shit out when you're fucking Toxic. Horrible play. Still upset at that. That was just bad. I should have scouted for that. I was planning on scouting for it the entire game, like while prepping, and didn't do it, and that's terrible. So he brings Tangrowth, trying to get a knockoff off. See if I didn't get Toxic, so I just subbed up, and then everything would have been great. I would have won basically 5-0 at this point. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean. It would have been very, very handy. So he knocks off my Clef Key. I just go for Toxic because Toxic is a good move. And then I'm going to switch out into my P2 because nothing really wants to get Scald Burn. So I'm just going to go into P2. Trace Generator, which is pretty fucking nifty. And now I have to go for Recover because I'm getting a little low. Even with Regenerator, I don't want to take that risk. So I'm just going to go for the Recover. As he's going to do into POD his Tyranitar. And I really don't feel like getting taunted and then just, you know, lose because I can't Toxic the thing. So I'm just going to hard switch into my Clef Key, which is my dedicated answer to this and the Latios. At this point, you know, I have to do this. Get taunted again, which is fine. He just made a safe play. I'm just going to go for Play Rough here, do a sizable chunk with 38%, as he's just going to go for the Rock Slide, and he reveals that he probably doesn't have Earthquake or the Fire Punch, so that's fine. Right here, I'm making another misplay, go for Foul Play, expecting the Excadrill. It wasn't going to happen. He had no reason to do it. He also has Superpower, as he reveals right here. So he's probably, I think it was Chopper Berry to bait my Megalob, so I should just go for Foul Play, so I wouldn't have taken these, like 40% almost from the Superpower, but was it 40%? I don't know, doesn't matter. So, now, this is where things get bad. Okay, so I took Undertale out on Clef Key, which doesn't actually matter in the long run, I'm pretty sure. He brings a Latios on a Clef Key. Now, why would you do that? For one reason, you don't care, you have a Lumberry or some shit, or you just generally don't care for Latios too much, and you just want to go for an HP Fire. Or maybe he doesn't expect me to have T-Wave. Have I ever revealed my full moveset? No, I haven't revealed Spike Set, so I can still have T-Wave. He could just be that guy and just try to kill me, rather than going to Excadrill and get the safe KO. Who knows? Because he doesn't need Excadrill at this point at all. Or use some kind of weird shit. So I'm just going to go for Toxic and play it safe, right? Because that's good against some weird shit. He reveals Reflect. And next turn he's gonna reveal Light Screen. And I go for Play Rough. Yeah. So what I should have done, because on the next turn he's going to reveal Safeguard. Now, this is where I realized he doesn't have an attacking move, because he's going to have Memento. That was obvious. For Fate Light Screen, Memento was relatively obvious that after the Light Screen there was going to be a Memento. So, what I should have done, 100%, was gone into Crobat or Manaphy. Either or works. Probably Crobat is a little bit better. And set up. Set up as if things have light speeds. Even with Memento, I would have been at least neutral. With Manaphy, it would have even been a +1. And then gone from there. Everything would have been great. Fine and dandy and beautiful. The world is full of sunshine and rainbows and shit like that. But I don't do that because I was afraid of him having Psyshock. They didn't go to Crobat. I was fairly sure I would have Psyshock, and I was fairly sure that same with Klefki. It was terrible thinking at this point. I was thinking, hey, if I can say with Klefki, I can install out the screens and shit. It's gonna be great because I have Toxic, right? Yeah, he has Safeguard. The Safeguard was the issue. If he didn't have Safeguard, I could have Toxic. The thing that's gonna come in as he goes for Memento right here. And he goes on Thunderous, and Thunderous is gonna hurt my butthole. It's not gonna be fun. I'm just gonna go into Thunderous because maybe he just goes straight for a T-Bolt. No, he goes for Nasty Bolt. I'm like, hey, I can speed, maybe I can get a crit. And then, you know, I'm just gonna vote it out, and he's Double Dance, which I did not expect at all. I did not expect him to have Double Dance because I figured he would need 3 coverage moves at least. Now he only has 2, and everything is bad. Safeguard still is gonna go on for a whole turn, so I can't even get a Toxic off. Klefki dies, and I'm sad. So, now I'm gonna go into P2. Now, my plan at this point is my only way of winning. I trace Pranks away, which is actually pretty huge, because I can go for recovers and shit. And Toxic prioritized. Yeah. It wasn't Toxic. Anyway, my plan is to go for a Full Play first, get some chip damage off, and then go for a Toxic. That way I'm guaranteed a little bit more damage, probably, because I've pranked it now. So, if I just go for Toxic, I can then not go for a Full Play and just have 2 turns of Toxic. So, yeah, that's the plan. However, he's gonna crit me and I die. So I cannot do that. I cannot get a Full Play off, I cannot get a Toxic off, I just fucking die. The P2 was wasted. Fucking sweet. So I'm going to Funny T. Psychic just kills me. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe he doesn't have to move. Oh wait, I was trying to install the light screen. Right. I was trying to install the light screen because my Manaphy can live a T-Bolt because I have Wakaberry. Even after Stealth Rocks, I have a pretty good chance of living the T-Bolt if he's timid, and then I can just kill him with Ice Beam. That's why I want to install the light screen. And then even if Manaphy dies, well, Manaphy's gonna get a hit off on something because it speeds everything on his team remaining. I can then win with Manaphy. I can then win with Crobat. Another reason why I didn't go into Crobat and Manaphy earlier was because as soon as if I handled this Thunderous, they could both just straight up win. There was nothing was stopping them at this point. So I'm just gonna go to Manaphy, expect him to take the T-Bolt, but nope, he gets the roll. Except he does because he's obviously fucking modest. Like he's agility, Shady. What are you thinking? Of course he's modest. So now I'm gonna Crobat. I'm like, hey yo, Trav, let me show off my set at least. I won't kill you. And he's like, okay. So we both go for Nest, but how romantic, and then I die to T-Bolt, and Crobat dies a more horrible death. And yeah, that's the game. We did not win the title. Trav did. I forgot how disappointing this was. Holy fuck. I managed to ignore this game for a while now, and fuck. The hacks didn't matter, except for Toxic. I think the only one that matters is the early game Toxic on Slurboard. That might have changed a few things. Who knows? Really, I can't really say. He probably wouldn't have switched then, and stuff and things. I probably should have predicted the X-Roll coming in the first place and shit like that. Fucking, I don't know. I made misplays, but those were more hindsight, you know, I don't know. Should have made those plays. If I would have made any of the plays, well, all of the plays I mentioned, I would have easily won, quote-unquote, easily won the game because I had the matchup. If you look at this team, the only thing that prevented me from straight up winning this game relatively easily with Manaphy or Crobat was this fucking thing on screen right now, the Thunderous. Nothing else. Trav bought a ridiculously risky strategy and it worked out for him. I'm not blaming him at all. I sound salty because I'm still sad that it happened, but not blaming him at all. He deserved this. He went all out, balls to the wall. And it worked. You know, when you have a bad matchup, as he realized he did have, you kind of have to go crazy, and he just went, fuck it. Fuck everything. I can't make up a good team that works normally, you know, with switches to things and shit like that. Let's just fucking meme the shit out of Schady and beat him that way, and it worked. You know, dual screens, Memento, fucking safeguard, fucking Latios. It's just into double land thunders and heavy choking noises from the Bayern Mewnich, and everything was terrible. And yeah, congrats, Trav. I already said that multiple times. This looks salty in the chat, but you know, it's not. Already congratulated Trav multiple times, so I have to do it on video again. But I just did, so there's that. We didn't win the title, and the only thing that this was a season that I quote-unquote should have won. And by that I mean that this was a season where I had the best opportunity that I'll ever get to win the season. In all honesty, I don't think I will ever win the PPL after the season. I had a fantastic team. I was in a great position. I played fantastically in a lot of my games. I prepped amazingly in a lot of games. I think I can say that without being arrogant. I am being arrogant, but whatever. I'm not arrogant. Confident. That's a better word. I had a very strong season. I'm aware of that. However, I don't think I'm going to get as strong of a season. Not as strong as a draft. And the competition is getting ridiculous next season. Not only is Trav leaving and it's being replaced by George, who is a little bit better even, potentially. Let's say it's because Trav's already an amazing player, as I said before. There's also the relegation shenanigans, or I guess promotion shenanigans. ANDiTKO and Frank got relegated. Frank also left the league. He would have anyway. It doesn't have anything to do with him getting relegated. And the two people that got promoted are Monotui and Polymac. Two incredibly strong players. Mono is currently fucking the GBA's butthole, which is pretty great. Always nice to see that. And he's an incredible player. I always said he was one of the best in the league. And Paul has done very well this season. He's also a very, very strong player. Competition is ridiculous next season. We have Mono, we have Paul, we have George, we have Sam, we have Shroom is there, but he doesn't really count as competition. We have Sly, we have Alex, we have people that I'm forgetting because Liam is also there. We have Necrostevo still. We have, who else is there? I forget someone. I have trouble remembering. I'm sorry. I love you. Person that I'm probably forgetting. I'm sorry. Please love me. Fuck. Am I forgetting someone? I might be. If I am, then I'm sorry and I love you. But competition is ridiculous, especially with the first few I've mentioned. I should have probably counted how many people I was mentioning, but hey, I didn't. And now the three comments that Trav left on my team building sheet, the thing I was mentioning earlier. Let me just adjust this real quick, Reno. Fucking sweet, dude. It's amazing. Can we scroll? Thank you. There we go. This is the comment on my first team that I've built, and this is Trav's comment. That face when this team would have beat me. With a nice and clean keck, because fuck you, Trav. And the only reason I changed it is because I needed Draco switch in. I was terrified of Draco Meteor. So, yeah, Pokemon is a game. I didn't win the game. And let's get back to normal things. Whatever. Dimensions. Yeah, I didn't win the season. Trav won. He deserved it, honestly. He didn't lose a single game after week 1, which was just a lot of hacks and choking noises. And yeah, next season we're gonna be back. I'm gonna go for the title. I don't expect it to win it, but I'm gonna do my fucking best to win a title, because that's what I do. So I'm gonna do a season recap as well, because you guys seem to want it on poll I did on Twitter. And yeah, thank you all for the support throughout the season. It was pretty fucking amazing. And thank you all for, you know, the comments, the positive shenanigans in the comments. And in general, it was a great season. I had 2 6-0s, 2 5-0s, and I think a 4-0 was in there. It was pretty wild. I could have potentially gotten 4 6-0s if I played a little bit differently the end game of 2 games, but you know, I tend to play safe rather than risk the differential. Yeah. It was a strong season. We didn't win, that's fine. It's not fine, but Trav deserved it. He's amazing of a player. He's a cunt, but he's an amazing player, and that's gonna be it. 35 minutes. Fucking sweet! Yeah, thank you for watching this video and the entire season. Again, I will do a season recap, and next season of the PPL will be back, and some other content that I've planned. My laptop is running out of battery. That's less than ideal. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Not my laptop being, you know, running out of battery. Stay tuned for the content. You're not gonna know anything about my laptop's battery. It's charging now, so you do. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. I'll appreciate all 3 of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.